Just like when I was in the military, cops like a little interagency rivalry, but somebody from outside messes with one, you're gonna get messed up. Hi friends, welcome to today's badge cam lesson here at Active Self Protection. I'm your host, John Correa.
I'm your co-host, Mike Williver. Today's video comes to us from right here in Phoenix, Arizona.
MagTech is the only pistol or rifle ammo I use on the range, and I recommend them highly. I've seen their manufacturing and quality control firsthand, and it's incredible, which is why it always performs reliably and accurately. They are operating at max capacity and cranking out rounds for you to keep your skills sharp. Pick up some MagTech at your local ammo retailer or get it shipped fast at luckygunner.com.
This is an Arizona DPS trooper who is just conducting a routine traffic stop. It's gonna get serious in a hurry. I will say at the outset that I don't know this trooper, but I have friends who do know this trooper, so this one's kind of personal.
Oh, 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 517-998, oh God, shots fired. Ah. 517, I'm hit. He went southbound 21st Avenue. Ah!
You hit?
Yeah,
Where you
my
hit?
leg, my left leg, my left leg, my left leg.
Where's your
517. It's gonna be a Hispanic male.
Yeah.
White shirt, black baseball cap. Look, early to mid-20s. Get up there, get up there.
Let go. You got your body camera on? You okay? You okay? Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Stay with me. Stay with me. Damn it. Stay with me. Stay with me. You're all right. I got you. Stay with me, bro. Stay with me. Stay with me. Let me see. Let me see.
Radio 110,
Adam 130.
Adam 130.
Gunshot to the left leg. He's in and out of consciousness. Roll me fire ASAP, please.
Other officers are gonna catch up with this guy, and you can see here on surveillance, you're gonna be able to hear when he shoots at them and they shoot back. We have that badge cam and one other with audio that are important.
Get out of the car!
North 998. Cargo routing me. Fuck!
The trooper was shot in the leg, thankfully survived, and is expected to make a full recovery. The shots from the officer with the patrol carbine proved to be effective. That dude ended up rolling down the street a little bit farther and then taking the inside the car temperature challenge. You can see right here the gun that he used, and we have no idea the motives of his attack because he did. Seems like 10% of the comments in the channel are about my hair, and now for the next couple of months, you actually get some say in whether I keep all of these curls. You guys know I've just been growing this as a joke and as having some fun. But for August and September, we are going to do a fundraiser for SWAT Ministries, which is an incredible organization that rescues underage girls from sex slavery, helps abused and abandoned foster and adoptive kids, and they need help building a school and building a community, building facilities on land that they've recently purchased in Chiang Rai, Thailand, and this is your opportunity to help them. We actually have 2 buckets over on the Active Self Protection website, one that says, John, keep growing your hair, and one that says, cut that mop off. So if you're angry about this, you can do something about it by donating at the link in the description to the Cut It Off. And if you want to say, hey man, it's just hair, keep it, I think it looks good, donate over there. When we get to the ASP National Conference at the end of September, we will total up the total giving, give it over to SWAT Ministries, and whichever bucket has more dollars in it, we will do live here on YouTube, and we will do it in front of everybody. If it needs to get shaved, it will get shaved. So listen, if you're tired of the hair, here's a chance to do good, and you get a say in it. So hit the link in the description, be a part of helping abused and abandoned children, and tell me what's up with my hair. Geez, Mike, I mean, a routine traffic stop here. I think that the trooper does a fine job of approach, and this dude just reaches out. You literally could hear him say, I gotta go, bro, and his gun's not in his line of sight. He just gets a darn lucky hit. I don't think there's anything the trooper could have done to avoid any of this.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't kidding. He had to go somewhere, apparently. I have to say, the only possible way he could have avoided this maybe was to approach from the passenger side. I know a lot of, you and I both live in Arizona, and on the freeway, they tend to approach from the passenger side just because they're out of traffic. But also, it makes it a little bit harder for a potential bad guy to shoot you, because there, as you know, John, there's no routine anything in law enforcement. Anything can go from 0 to a crap show in a heartbeat, which this did. I'm sure this was some guy doing 47 and a 25, and he's about to get a little ticket and be sent on his way. But for some reason, he decided that shooting this trooper and getting on down the road was more important. He had, probation appointment to be at or something.
Yeah, and so listen, I got nothing but respect for this trooper. I told you, I have friends who know him, and we wish him a full and complete recovery. I just don't think, maybe he could have gone on the passenger side, but man, it's a routine traffic stop. It's a beautiful sunny day in Phoenix. He just, gosh, man, I'm just going to maybe even give this guy a warning and go, hey, man, I need you to slow down a little bit. Make sure you're not a dirtbag. Well, he is a dirtbag. I do think this trooper deserves great commendation here for getting his gun out. He realizes he's in a gunfight. He gets his gun out. Now, thankfully, the guy is gone. Now, we talk about our follow-up acronym, right? And we use these checklists for a reason so that we know what to do. Tap ifs. Threat. Is he down? Do I need to hit him again? No. Accomplices. They're gone. Partner. He doesn't have one. Injuries. Am I injured? Yes. And so now the trooper has to go back to his truck in order to get his tourniquet. And I really think, Mike, this is one of those reasons that we say it's got to be on your person, because, man, if he was any more badly hurt, he may not have been able to go get it.
100%. Yeah, and we're not going to give this guy too hard of a time. He did an exemplary job under the circumstances. I do want to go back momentarily, John, and touch on what you said about him staying in the fight. We've seen some really unfortunate videos here recently, and we have a few more coming up of officers who tried to stay in the fight, but lost the fight and lost the battle on the side of the road to a bad guy, and they were shot and killed. This officer definitely had a mentality, a mindset that, no, okay, well, you got me. You snuck up on me and shot me, but I got something for that, and he got right back in the fight. So had that guy been sticking around, which is always a possibility, had the bad guy stuck around to try to do more harm to this officer, the officer was at least prepared, gun out, gun up, ready to go, and I'll worry about this injury when I'm done putting this guy out of the fight. Boys and girls, we got to keep our med kit on us. We got to keep our tourniquet, at least a tourniquet and one good bandage on our person somewhere. Make room. John likes to say to the private citizen, if you're carrying an extra mag but no med kit, you're wrong. Well, as a police officer, if you're carrying 12 magazines and no med kit, you're wrong. Make some room on that vest. Make some room on your belt. Have a few cheeseburgers, gain a few pounds, make the belt bigger. Do whatever you got to do to have that med stuff on your person at all times, because had he been, 10 feet forward and shot a little bit worse, would have been a bad day.
Yeah, and for the second responding officer who's in mufti there, hey, good for him for showing up and being a benefit. It looked to me like he really struggled with that cat, right? And as part of your training, everyone, private citizen and law enforcement officer alike, you should have the function of a combat application tourniquet down pat. You should know that thing inside, outside, upside down, know how to put it on a leg, which means undoing the buckle, and then that way you can get it around someone's leg without having to lay them down and pick it up and utilize it. And that means you need to take a Stop the Bleed class. Please go through and take a Stop the Bleed class. Now, I love that he's communicating well on the radio. And again, this trooper, in my opinion, is a hoss. Now, Phoenix PD chases this guy down. He stops. Now, he ends up firing at Phoenix PD as well, and our officer jumps out with the patrol carbine and starts putting shots on him. Now, I know there's a little bit of challenge here because of the fact that he is in a moving vehicle, and generally speaking, shooting into a moving vehicle is against the policies of the Phoenix Police Department, and we generally advise against it. But in this case, Mike, this guy needs to get stopped right now. He's tried to kill at least 2 police officers, and he's a danger to everyone else in the community. You need to put some rounds in this guy.
We get comments sometimes about the fact that there's quote unquote protected persons or protected parties under various state law. There is such a thing in Arizona. An officer being shot and killed or shot and wounded in the line of duty, that officer's life isn't worth any more than anyone else's life. That's not what we mean by it. What we mean is if someone's willing to shoot a police officer, a sheriff's deputy, what won't they do? So if that's the first thing he tried to do to get away from the police. So if we let him just keep dying down the street and going wherever, if he wrecks out, he's going to carjack someone potentially, or he's going to take a hostage or whatever. So getting him stopped as quickly and safely as possible is important. So yeah, sometimes those rules, those policies are flexible. I think going back to the tourniquet application, if you're a firearms instructor, man, get yourself trained on how to do that basic Stop the Bleed stuff. And just every quarter, everybody take 15 minutes and put training tourniquets on each other over and over and over again to get that muscle memory. You train shooting every quarter, train this stuff too at least once every other quarter, so you get it in your head and you're not sort of fumbling around. Again, no shade at the plainclothes officer showed up, but that way you're not fumbling around with it in the moment of truth. You just are able to put that on smoothly, quickly, and tightly and stop the bleeding.
Yeah. One little thing here for the officer when we are talking about his his particular application of the use of the carbine is a very simple thing. Hey man, he's got in his A-pillar, really great job. Phoenix PD does a great job on their patrol carbine training. I can't tell if he did or not, but just a reminder to everyone, when you're in your A-pillar like that, you got a couple of great places in order to stabilize your rifle, so then that way you can get the most accurate shots that you can. I don't think, sighting system probably doesn't matter here very much. Probably a dot or a low power variable optic, great. But utilizing that that stop, that hand stop spot so that you can stabilize that gun helps you to get good accurate hits. And the officer did get good accurate hits. Even though this guy took a lot of killing, Mike, I'm really grateful that Phoenix PD was able to step in and stop him.
100%, John. Let's talk about that real quick. Jumping out of a car in a felony stop, we've seen some of those go poorly here recently on the channel. If it's not something you practice at a range, you need to have a range where you can drive one of your standard, in Phoenix's case, I think most of their cars are Chevy Tahoes, the most common car you have, and drive it up on the range and shoot live fire out of it and, through the doors and stuff. So it's not the first time you've done it is in the field. With that said, I have very little criticism for these Phoenix officers. They saw what needed to be done. This guy had to be stopped. He wasn't going to stop peacefully and give up. So they did what they had to do to keep their fellow officers safe and cover everyone's ass.